jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show.
Join us as we cover many an insane movie and numerous cult TV phenomenons. Are you ready to get jacked up? Are you with us? Then listen on.
Listener discretion is advised. It's a jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. It's a jacked up review show. Jacked up review show.
We're back with a very exclusive episode. I got with me Richard Oakes, say hi,
Hello.
and Adam Leader.
How you
He's
doing?
He's the leader, everyone. Of the indie horror film Hosts. Part home invasion, part murder mystery terror film. It's set to come out October 2nd, 2020. And these two have just worked in an array of numerous music videos and short films and even acted. And so I'm going to go to the most predictable question on just what was the one that got you guys in the door saying this is what I want to do for my life, you know, when time and money allows.
Rich?
This one.
This was the one. Okay, no, that's good.
It was the I guess the whole intent with this film was kind of to kind of get our foot in the door to prove ourselves, because this is what we've wanted to do as a career. But obviously, you know, to be a filmmaker or a director or whatever it is, you know, there's so much. It feels like there's such a big mountain to climb, and you kind of need to prove yourself first, and you can't cut corners, you can't bypass anything. So the only way you can really do that and prove yourself, or at least try to make a name for yourself, which is essentially what we're trying to do, is find any means, like by any means necessary, find a way to make a film and tell your story. And after a lot of, I guess, struggle and sleepless nights, Rich and I kind of managed to do it, and here we are today, and kind of looking forward to the next part of the journey.
That's very sweet. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, the movie itself was very well shot, and it definitely was one of those, you know, just digital HD, very, but not just, you know, having a home video look. You guys were definitely going for just a lot of more just uncanny, kind of a drive-in kind of look, just a film that overnight is going to make people freak out. And I saw, Adam, that you were fortunate enough to even work on a dramatic film and doing assistant camera, Homeless Ashes, starring the one, the only Jason Fleming and Lou Temple. How was that experience?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of Rich's for today. Rich was the DOP for the entire shoot. I was lucky enough to come and be his assistant for a few days. But yeah, Rich, why don't you tell them more about that, because that was quite cool.
All right.
Yeah, that was my first feature as DOP. I've done a few shorts before that. And got seen by Mark Zamet, the director. And
is that eating up the festivals now? Because I didn't see it on streaming anywhere. But
I think it's past that now. I think it's got worldwide release now. It had
cool.
a little bit of a slow bit, but it's picked up now. You can see it on Amazon now.
Very nice.
Especially, definitely in the UK. Not sure about
yeah,
the
I
US
couldn't.
or not. So
Yeah, I didn't find anything.
right. Maybe it's just the UK on that.
I might have to get Region 2 DVD and put it in my portable player. I don't know.
I think it's building up. It's had a little bit of a slower run with the distribution side, but it's getting there. It's good. But yeah, it was great working with Fleming and Temple. They were both brilliant. Lou Temple we got on really well with. We chatted quite a bit afterwards as well by email and things.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Would you say that you guys want to stick with particular genres, or just always keep diversing yourselves, always trying out different things?
It's always I think for me and Rich, it's always going to stay dark. That doesn't necessarily mean specifically or strictly horror genre. We do have two other psychological horrors, I guess, written already and ready to go, and we're working on another one that's more, I guess slightly psychological aspects to it, but it's more of a psychopathic thriller film, with elements of black comedy in there.
Right.
But I guess the familiarity throughout every film that we do moving forwards is that they're always going to be dark, always. Okay.
Yeah. So you got your signature, grim style going. Okay. No, that's good to know. I guess in a way it helps you kind of do what you want to do while always being unpredictable,
Yeah.
Whether it's, hey, I wanted to do this movie. Hey, I was hired to do this movie. It's keeps it a little open.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think as well, like we're both, I guess we both, like the timing was kind of right. We both came to a point in our lives where you just kind of sparked it in me when you said being hired for stuff. We've been hired for stuff for so long. Rich more on on the film side, DOPing other people's films and making those films look great, because don't mean to make you feel awkward, Rich, but Rich is awesome at what he does, right? So, but there was, we were kind of like, man, we don't want to be hired anymore. We just want to go and do our own thing, because that's what we want to do, So, yeah, that's. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, it's like we just wanted to do something for ourselves instead of working for other people. So
I even congratulate you guys on that, because over here in the States, it just gets so many people playing a game of favorites. So I'm glad that it turned out pretty well for you guys here. Just you're having a mix of independent as well as bigger productions that you're able to get on. It was more than just, hey, you want to be an assistant, it was unpaid. Hey, you want to be an extra?
Yeah,
totally.
Make 50
it's really hard. I mean, there's more people coming out of, especially in the UK, anyway, or at least in the UK. It's probably the same in the US, but there's more people coming out of film school every year than there are jobs in the industry in its entirety. So it's a massive rat race, and a lot of people really trying to get in there. And I've honed my craft as a DOP for the last nearly 10 years, and I've spoken to other DOPs that are at higher level or on bigger films and stuff. I said, can I just come along and shadow you? And they were like, no, because we know you want to be a DOP and there's no room for you.
Oh my God.
And so we've heard that off a few people. I've heard that off a few people, and it's really tough, because I've kind of spoken to agents about being DOPing on their stuff, and they're like, we love your work, love your showreel, but you haven't got the bigger level films on here, and we need them. And it's like, yeah, but I can't get them without an agent. So
yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's a real hard thing. We were like, just sod this. Let's just make our own thing and put it out there and see what happens.
That's good. So I guess it is still just a little cutthroat, but you guys have just had better opportunities still, so that's good. Yeah. Speaking for indie film, did you go to a bunch of the festival circuits previously, or was it just kind of just word of mouth, like, hey, let's try this out, hey, let's see what so and so's up to, and get them over here?
At first, when we started this, we never, I think we always knew that we would reach the end goal, but I don't think either of us anticipated the magnitude of what it is. And it's not, the hugest thing in the world, but it's definitely a lot huger than we ever anticipated it would be. And after signing a distribution deal with Dark Sky Films, whom we had our eye on for ages, so when they
Oh, nice.
offered us when they offered us a deal, we were taken aback by that because it's what we kind of envisioned, but we didn't. It just happened. And after that, the kind of festival circuit. Originally, yeah, sure, we being nobodies in the industry, we probably would have done the whole. Okay, well, should we try and apply for this festival, try and apply for that, and whatever? And being picked up by Dark Sky, this whole thing just got bigger, and all of a sudden, we're getting offers from the bigger film festivals, offering us a slot there. So we've got Fright Fest and Sitges Festival in Barcelona next week, actually. Next weekend, we're heading out there.
Congrats on that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, cheers.
I'm gonna definitely try and get this aired in the spring, but yeah, that's something, because basically I've actually never heard of that. Usually it seems like whoever gets you, they decide what to do with you, and if they don't like you, they drop you instead of just talk about you to the next bidder, because it's like they don't want anyone else making money off of someone else who they've discovered or been eyeing. So that's cool that they talked about you, other people started talking about you, and it's a chain reaction of extra offers coming in. So yeah, no, congrats on that.
Thanks, man.
Well, what were some stories or ideas that really stuck with you before you got into film? That just stuff is like, yeah, I want to revisit this kind of mood, this kind of tone, this kind of story, anything
there's a lot of influences from other films. We said at one point together, it's kind of Host is kind of a homage to a lot of our favorite horrors, whether it be visually or thematically, or ways that the scenes play out and things like that. So we put a lot of kind of references in there that either kind of the fans will kind of notice and smile, or just it was kind of like a little bit of a love letter to horror. I definitely got some influences, like just every other kind of a home invasion movie, Straw Dogs, Panic Room, even Ben Wheatley's Kill List. I don't know if that's inaccurate. Yeah, you guys definitely kind of went for a lot of kind of just grim, just psychological kind of thrillers. And
we'll return after these messages.
Hey, feeling down? Feeling low? Not enough podcasts about movies in your life? Why not try
They must be destroyed on sight.
the new podcast Cure-All, sure to get you right with the world and on a path to better living. We have exploitation, we have Italian horror, we have zombies, we have slashers, we have crime films, we have spaghetti westerns, we even have sci-fi and sex comedies. So take a dose of
They must be destroyed on sight.
as needed, and let the hosts, Lee Russell, Daniel Harper, Paul Romali, and the odd guest host cure what ails you.
Warning, may cause atrophy, African consumption, black fever, bone shave, chin cough, colic, cramp colic, dropsy of the brain, elephantitis, grocer's itch, jaundice, mania, miasma, mortification, palsy, Pott's disease, rheumatism, scurvy, St. Anthony's fire, summer complaint, and worm fit in some people. Consult a physician before listening.
Hey, I heard you like movies.
I heard you like to hustle.
I heard you like podcasts.
Well, guess what?
There's a podcast for you out there called The Home Video Hustle.
Damn right.
Every Friday, we talk about whatever movie PJ picks out the bag. What does that mean? Every Wednesday on our YouTube page, I put a bunch of movies in a bag, and PJ picks one out at random. And then we just watch it. We talk about it for maybe like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever we feel like doing, wherever the conversation leads us.
But do we actually talk about the movie?
Most of the time. Tangents galore.
Yes.
So believe me, we may be a movie podcast, but it's not always about movies. We might talk about video games, music. Yeah, that's the big one, music. Sometimes we might get a little bit of politicalness in there.
Yes.
Sometimes we may just, we know what we like to do. We like to tell stories, Pete.
Yes.
I am the master storyteller of the podcast realm. Undefeated. So if you like to hear about movies, video games, whatever foolishness comes to our mind, the most random stuff you could think of, check out the Home Video Hustle. You can find us on the Stitchers, the Google Play, Apple Podcasts,
What else?
Podbean,
What else?
Podcast Addict,
Goddamn.
all that. Ain't no reason you can't get your hustle on. We everywhere, worldwide, baby.
Hustle, mother. hustle.
Hey, we can't cuss in the promo, PJ.
Ah,
We gotta be family friendly. There may be podcasts out there that don't want his hair to say
ah, ah,
all
yeah.
that good fun stuff.
Well, you.
Yeah. don't run the listeners away, PJ.
Ah, I'm sorry.
But this is going kind of long.
Yes.
So we'll end this and say, hey, check out the Home Video Hustle every Friday on all the various podcast outlets. Peace.
Peace.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. And while Witch didn't make it to the top of the world, he did make the Gangs of Hollywood podcast. So join the gang and enjoy a movie review podcast about movie gangs, gangsters, mobsters, and the mayhem they cause. You can find GOH Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at GOH Pod at www.gohpod.com, as well as your favorite podcast listening app. And remember, say hello to your little friend for me.
If you take two old punk rockers who are past their prime, put them in front of a movie screen, and give them a podcast, what do you get? Cinema Punks. Cinepunks. It's the mixtape of movies.
Did you ever see a film at such a young age it left you traumatized with cinematic wounds? Necrophilia. It's a dead issue, man. Don't push it. Cinema Psyops is a weekly podcast documenting an ongoing experiment on the mind of an unwilling test subject.
No one should have to watch this movie.
Oh, no one should have to watch this?
No one should have to watch this movie.
Surprisingly, it's not a topic that a lot of people really want to tackle.
I'm shocked, prudes.
I know, really.
Right?
It's the next sexual frontier that no one wants to explore.
I am, in the most sincerest of senses, disappointed in you.
It takes a powerful goddess like Connie, jam her arm down the monster's throat and kill it. Oh, I'm still tripping out over that. Even as a kid, I was like, I gotta find a girl like that. Every week, I get a new look of disappointment that I never thought I could get out of her.
Unimaginable. At 12 years old, you should not be watching this movie.
Obviously.
At 13, you should not be. 14, you shouldn't be. I'm not entirely sure even 17-year-olds should be watching this.
Just because you're offended by something doesn't mean that you have the right to demand that it doesn't exist. Watching this film again, I had all of this like little nerd glee with everything that kept
little
popping
history
up.
doll popping up
absolutely.
at you.
So I totally loved this film.
Hey, I know why you couldn't see that. It's because your brain's warped from watching this shit at 12 years old.
Yeah, this is a rough movie. I told you ahead of time when we were getting ready to do it that it was.
How
be a
did you
rough
watch
one.
this shit at 12?
Because physical wounds heal, cinematic ones don't. Listen to Cinema Psyops.
It's time, let's check our cue, baby. Pair it with a couple brews, baby. We love good movies. We love the bad ones too. So we watch them all and pass their lessons on to you. Oh yeah. Everything I learned from movies helps to make life a little bit groovy. Whether one last plot holes or gratuitous movies, it's time to get busy with your friend Steve and Izzy at eilfm.podbean.com.
We now continue with our program.
Yeah, we're a fan of the long kind of burn and the kind of a little more art house stuff we kind of like. So we wanted to, even though I wouldn't consider Host an art house film, it's got a lot of elements that kind of lend itself to that. So and maybe a deeper level that there's a thread in there that's telling a separate story to the one that you're watching, if you know what I mean. So there's kind of a lot of reference and metaphor and things like that. And some people might not get that, but I think you'll still enjoy the film on a face value, even if you kind of miss all that, which is what we wanted.
There's definitely some imagery I would have to go back and reevaluate. Yeah. So how long was the shoot? How was it? A kind of a 6-month ordeal, or was it kind of more just like a few weeks?
Are you ready? Are you ready for this? You ready?
Well, yeah, and I don't judge either, but I'm just for anyone one general knowledge of this, and we also want to inspire others, just show.
Well, let's build it up. Rich, give me a drum roll. 8 days.
Holy fuck! Okay. That's great. That's great.
I think that was the initial shoot. We did have to do some pickup days, so I think it was not full days, but 12 in total after reshoots and pickup days and stuff like that. But the initial shoot was 8. Yeah.
Congrats on that, because it definitely didn't look rushed. Everyone definitely knew their lines, so no, that was good.
It felt rushed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, we took our time, didn't we, Rich?
As long as you have time to play around in the editing room and don't feel like, oh, what do I do?
It was panic stations a lot of the time, with like time and long hours, and just trying to milk every minute out of the day. We didn't waste a lot of time to get everything in, but I think we shot some crazy things. I think we did
holy hell
40 pages in the first 2 days. I think we did
40 pages, man.
Right. Almost half in the first 2 days, and that hats off to the actor. Like, all the cast were amazing, and the first day was when we actually shot. So the first day of shooting was when we shot. I guess, well, for one actress, Samantha, who plays Lucy, she had to learn 19 or 20 pages of script in 24 hours because she got the role not long before. Like, we offered her the role 24 hours before, and it's kind of a blessing in disguise because the other actress pulled out for
man,
but we could not be happier because Sam just completely nailed it. And she just went in and she'd learned 20 pages of script and completely nailed it that first night. It was insane. And then the rest of the cast just nailed all their parts as well. And everyone just worked so well together, and the cast just bounced off each other so well. And it was magic.
The cast was excellent. To be honest, I can't remember a single occasion where they asked for a line. Like, I think they had it.
Well, that's definitely a blessing. So you had no prima donnas. You had people who were like, "This is make it or break it. I must know my lines." No, that's kudos to that.
They're a great cast, definitely a great cast.
I can't speak for everyone, but there's definitely been various states where it's like, oh my god, people. It's just.
I think it would have railroaded the film if we had those moments where got a 20-page script and we're struggling on line 2.
Well, no, I've got all the more power to you. I'm glad that you got people who are genre people. They're open-minded. They're also not, oh, I can't curse. Oh, I can't do this. So, you got to rewrite this, even though I've known what's in the script for months. You didn't have any of that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Sure. Yeah, totally.
We have so many of those fools to where it's like, okay, I'm going to cast outside of my state because this is ridiculous. How did you find the cast? Did you just do table reads, or was it just kind of more just word of mouth, like, hey, my friend told me about this, yada yada? I'll reach out to him.
Two of them. So Neil, who plays Jack, the bad guy, and Nadia, who plays Lauren, and who's the main protagonist in a way. Those two we've been friends with for a good few years now, and Nadia actually helped us write another film previous to this, but that was a bigger thing. So we were like, well, let's get the slightly smaller film underway and out the way before we look at that one. But we've been friends with them. I met them on short films a few years ago. They were acting on that and loved their performances, and we became just kind of best friends. So with me, Adam, Nadia, and Neil, we've been best friends for a long time. And I knew Frank Jakeman, who played Michael beforehand from another shoot. I knew Lee, who played Eric on he was from Homeless Ashes, actually. He
seemed way younger. So is he definitely the youngest of the crew, or?
I don't know.
No,
No, I don't
actually,
think he is. I think
no.
Nadia might be.
Okay.
I think it's Nadia. Yeah, she's yeah.
No, Buddy.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, so most of them we knew and were friends with, because a lot of times like don't cast your friends, but when all your friends are really good actors, you kind of go, well, that works.
That's fine too. I mean, you want people who is like, you're gonna show up, but your game, you just need, it's okay to use unknowns. You just need, like you say, people who have a good work ethic, and
I think you can get away with having unknowns more in a horror. I think that works already.
Oh yeah, because this in action, you can market and people will still see it just if they like the premise, if they're sold on the trailer, if it's just because it's a genre, it's a they're already tired of the mainstream enough to where it's like they don't care if it played in a theater or not, or if it was made by unknowns. They just want entertainment.
Totally.
Yeah.
So
with that,
your internet might be a bit.
No, good. I don't know, breaking up. How about now?
That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. What would you say your future plans are? Did I break up again? I think I broke up.
More films. More films.
Just what are your future ones that you got on your mind?
We can't go too much into that, but there are, like I was saying before, there's two psychological, very dark psychological horrors that we've written and are pretty much ready to go. And then the third being I guess more of a thriller, focusing on a psychopath with psychological elements in there and stuff, and some black comedy too, and I think we're more gearing towards potentially doing that one first, because it's different, and we're both very excited. We're excited about all of them. I mean, it depends, it depends who wants to get the next one going, in terms of the powers that be,
Okay,
so we got 3 on the go, 3 ready to go, pretty much.
What would you say is your main prepping that you advise for others just trying to get into indie film in this day and age? Just like, do you sit around just quite a lot, just brainstorming what really resonates with you, and then you go on a shot list and storyboard spree, or
just put pen to paper and go? Like, so I've heard so many people make excuses and say, I would do my first film, but I would do this. I really want to make a film, but I can't afford it, or I haven't got the skills here, or I don't know where to start. And just put pen to paper, make sure you get a script down that you enjoy, and that's it. Like, at the end of the day, we made this film for us, and we want to obviously put it out to the world, and it's been great that people have been enjoying it, but we essentially made this for us. And there's lots of people saying, if you wanted to sell more, you need to add this component and add this, and you need to take that bit out, and you need to not have it too violent, because then you can get a bigger audience and stuff. And it's like, no, we're going to make the film we want to make, and we'll do it how we want to do it. And people may like that, people may not, but it's kind of, it is what it is. This is the film that we wanted to make.
You don't care if you get banned for having too many headbutts or nunchucks.
No.
Exactly.
And I would just say, go and make it. We not done a film before. Obviously I DOP'd, but that doesn't give you the skills to go out and make a film from scratch. You just do it, jump in the deep end, and it's scary, and say, I'm going to do it, raise the money and do it. And this is how people do it. And no one's going to believe in your film more than you are. So if you don't believe in making it, then you're kind of doomed from the get-go.
I think why we work so well together as well is that, and the two of us have seen it firsthand. There are so many people out there that are like, right, okay, I want to write, direct, produce, and act, and all this stuff. And God. It's like, it's all well and good, that's cool. If you are capable and good enough to do all those things, great, that's fine. However, the moment you do that, it's like you're compromising your own idea, because
it kind of becomes a vanity project instead of I gotta be focused.
well, that too, but more in the fact that if you want to make a good film, but you're kind of clouded with this, I have to act, produce, direct, and write the music and everything, all this stuff, and I don't want anyone else doing it with me. It's like, well, actually, you're kind of digging your own grave there, because the more people you have on your team, the more people you can find that are good at this, specific roles, and you can all work together as a team and pitch in, and some people do this, some people do that, but you've all kind of got one specific role that you stick to. Then
bingo.
Bingo, yeah.
Bingo was his name. So no, that's totally well said, because I mean, from your personal experience, when you've been working with different crewmen, have you just noticed that it's just easier to just tell someone, hey, I think you're good at this, you're not quite there in this area? Or is it just kind of, once again, just kind of even cutthroat at that level, where it's like, oh, don't work with me if you got a problem with what I do? Or is everyone pretty chill?
I think go on, sorry, Rich, go on.
Yeah, it can be tough talking that. I mean, saying that, we're wearing quite a lot of hats on this film, to be honest. So you probably just, but yeah, like that's out of necessity. It's not out of choice. But yeah, kind of telling people, sometimes they don't want to hear it, even though you're telling them, like, you're really good at this. Focus on that. Maybe don't do these other bits, because they're the bits what a bit weaker. But I think ego sometimes gets in the way with that type of thing.
Well, and
hard to kind of get past that.
And I mean, as long as you're not, doing what everyone else is doing, where it's just like, you guys were actually reaching out to a bunch of different people. You weren't just saying, hey, I'll just hire my friends to write 10 fake looking reviews that are 10 stars.
Yeah, we've only got 5 of them. So
oh snap! Yeah, but no, it just, and you guys clearly are comfortable. Like nowhere in this film did it just feel awkward. It's like, I'm not sure what we do with the next scene and all that. It definitely felt like you were just pouring into a nightmare, making it very loose and very distorted and very, so to speak, just very edgy, on the edge. And so kudos to that. You guys, I hope you really do just keep finding a audience to see your work and do some midnight screenings as theaters open up again soon, hopefully. So
yeah, we can only hope, man. Fingers crossed.
That'd be good.
You guys got Boris Johnson over there saying, "Oh bloody hell, everything's fine." Except
well, we got our physical premiere in Fright Fest cancelled, so that's gone online, which is a real shame, because we wanted to, I wanted to take my wife down the red carpet.
Yeah, do a Q&A and say, "Did you feel it? Were you scared?" Yeah. Can I get a oh shit? Okay.
We've had a few of them already, though, from the people that have seen the film. We've definitely had a few oh shits. We've had a few. We've had worse than that. So yeah, I think we've had the response so far within the industry that we intended. So
okay, good.
We're happy bunnies.
One of the reviewers said he had to pause it at a certain point and go out and have a cigarette just to kind of deal with what he just seen. So that's a good start.
Yeah, that's not someone being a tool saying turned it off after 5 minutes. I didn't.
I remember when we so Rich finished. Well, I won't say the edit because he ended up doing so many, and so much time into the edit itself. But we ended up watching, I guess, a semi-completed version of the film. Just a few of us at
a rough draft.
Yeah, a rough cut of the film at Rich's house, and we had a few of the people from the film there with us to kind of watch it and share the experience with. And one of the people there was Jason Twigger, who was the caterer.
That sounds like a naughty name.
Film.
I couldn't help myself.
Little bit
here, guys. Sorry.
No, yeah, but he's the loveliest dude in the world and makes the greatest food in the world. So if anyone's looking for a caterer, Jason.
Oh yeah.
Twigger, my friends. But yeah, I remember he was standing there, like on the just at the side, just of the the living room, just looking at the TV, and
does his food drop out of his mouth?
Well, we're all just sitting there. Everyone's gone quiet. Me and Rich have shut our mouths because we know what's coming. It's and I won't give any spoilers away, but it's the iconic scene, right? And
there you go.
all of a sudden, everything's quiet and everyone's really engaged in what's going on, and all of a sudden, shit hits the fan, right? And I remember looking over at Jason. And this poor guy, like his face just dropped and he stood there silently with the most traumatized look on his face.
There's definitely a lot of intense close-ups that are freaky, so I can only imagine. So
our UK distributor actually said he was traumatized by the film, which is why he signed us up, which is funny. He said he'll never be able to tuck his kids in goodnight again without being mortified, which is funny.
You could even have a marketing symbol. You could do kind of, what was it, that one movie banned in 500 countries?
I don't think we actually qualify for getting banned, which is a shame.
No, well, yeah, that's what I mean, but just do like a reverse psychological.
Yeah.
Just kind of critique saying too controversial, and just so you have that extra, too scary that so-and-so shat his pants, just...
Yeah, totally. It all helps, doesn't it? It all helps.
Well, we did have a certain one of the top VOD platforms, I won't mention a name, initially turn it down for being too nasty. So there is.
Oh my God, there's so much worse.
That's what I thought, but yeah.
This is not exploitation. This is not getting under your skin in a way where they're just trying to just be explicit torture porn. Jesus. Okay.
I mean, they might have found out that it is, in fact, a snuff film, and everything that you see in the film did happen. That might be the reason why. And unfortunately, a lot of the cast are
they
not
thought
with
it was
us
a
anymore.
documentary. Oh, these dipshits.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to take everything too seriously nowadays. So there you go.
It's not the family-friendly thing they expected.
I mean. Yeah, by the cover, it clearly was family friendly. I mean, I'd take my cousins to see.
But even
that.
the cover's been edited on certain platforms, so. But there we are.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
too much. We had to do a safe cut of the trailer, which I didn't think was too bad.
Think she's orgasming or something. She's got a, what's going on here? All right.
No, it's all good. But yeah, lots of censorship going on, but it's all good. It all adds to the flavor.
Okay, wonderful. So just to pump yourselves out there, any other future talents you guys would love to collaborate with down the road?
Oh, that's a good question. Not had that one yet. Actors-wise, I think there's a few.
Definitely, I take it won't be Danny Dyer, but would it be someone like Luke Goss? Or
I think Adam would love to have Danny Dyer, to be honest.
Okay. All I know is he kind of just gets shat on all the time, and I've never had an issue with him. But I know he does a lot of indie films.
I don't think I'd cast him in one of our films, but I'd like to meet him. I'm a bit of a fan myself. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Jake Gyllenhaal, I'd love to work with him.
Who would be the Kinney and South Park type role equivalent that you would cast?
Anyone. Whoever, it doesn't matter who they are.
Someone who just is going to die on screen repeatedly.
I think it would be fun to have the most famous cast member just get obliterated.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo, you want to come over to the UK?
No way. Isn't he? I think he's in every film.
Apart from ours, so we can get him.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm saying. But what UK movies has he been in other than a few Mexican
I mean,
films?
if I had the choice of anyone, I think. My mind's gone blank.
I'll read off
Adam Driver. Adam Driver.
Okay, Adam Driver.
He would be brilliant.
Okay, I'll read off a few others here for you. Tony Todd. Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
Michael Ironside.
Maybe.
That would be great.
Tara Patrick. I don't know.
Oh, you got less than a minute left on this.
It's all good. Yeah, I know. It's all good. It's been great having you here on the show, and thank you ever so much.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us, man. It's great to meet you.
Anytime. I learned so much. Keep cutting the mustard and raising the bar for indie film.
Will do, man. Take it easy.
Thank you.
Godspeed.
Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
us on the web on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The podcast is available on Podbean, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Apple, and anywhere else podcasts are available. Feel free to review our show and leave comments on any of those sites. Thanks a million for listening.
It's a jacked up